And to start, I would like to ask Mercedes Blázquez García Ibarrola to present us the low carbon business action in Brazil. Mercedes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Liz. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Low carbon has been a pioneer project launched in 2015, almost simultaneously in Mexico and Brazil, with a double purpose. First, to contribute with the greenhouse emissions reduction throughout the transfer of European technologies to Brazil. And second, to promote the internationalization of small and medium companies from Europe to partner with local industry in 7 strategic green sectors. Low carbon has several phases, and I will describe them in the following slides. Next. Low carbon started in late 2015 with the prospection of the targeted sectors. During the first months, our experts elaborated several mappings in order to understand the main players and the most relevant technologies, equipments, and services needed in Brazil. Moreover, to analyze if the European engineering and manufacturers could provide the competitive solutions required. This exercise helped to track the specific technological gaps in Brazil and was also crucial to determine the main barriers to the market. The engagement and involvement of stakeholders was essential to appoint business opportunity, to define the most relevant sectors, to engage companies, and to indicate financial institutions. After the prospection, the project team reinforced the role of the stakeholders, meeting with them and disseminating the project information among their members. At this stage, low carbon had registered hundreds of interested companies. Afterwards, the project team started the screening and pre-selection of those that met criteria to participate in the matchmaking rounds. Only small and medium companies originally from both regions were eligible. Next. In August 2016, took place the first matchmaking. Low Carbon organized and held in total 9 matchmaking events, 8 of them in Brazil and 1 in Europe, bringing together more than 300 potential partners that signed beyond 600 agreements, committing themselves to develop joint projects in a short term. The matchmakings were highly diversified in terms of nationalities. 22 European member states, as well as 22 Brazilian states were represented. That showed the interest and huge possibilities of replicability. After the matchmakings, the project team achieved to receive more than 100 plans that our external experts evaluated to finally select the 95 most viable projects that will go to the next phase of technical assistance. To give you a quick idea of the type of projects we've been working with, half of them were focused on the waste, biogas, and biomethane sectors. German companies prevailed. And on the Brazilian side, São Paulo and the 3 southern states concentrated the higher number of projects supported. Next. So the main challenge for all projects and companies was now how to turn those business plans into commercially viable projects. Accelerating the commercial and financial maturity within the low carbon timeframe was the objective of the entire technical assistance phase that started in September 2018 and lasts 1.5 years. We put big efforts in helping companies advance in their implementation. To that end, the project team deployed 100.5 services providers to work in more than 300 missions that resulted in more than 2.3 million euros of technical assistance support. The technical assistance missions include travels from Europe to Brazil and vice versa when needed. Next. During the matchmaking phase, Several surveys showed that the main challenge for the project's implementation was the lack of funding, as 90% of the companies mentioned that would need external finance. Yet, European companies face other administrative burdens in Brazil, like legal and consultancy costs and travel expenses. Aware of this reality, Low Carbon designed a financial strategic plan with the objective of linking European and Brazilian companies with investors and financial entities, so as to generate financial support opportunity for the project's implementation. First, the team carried out a mapping of financial instruments available in Europe and Brazil, resulting in nearly 500 financial lines. Afterwards, Low Carbon prepared the companies to participate in a business-to-finance matchmaking event, where they directly negotiated investment options with 30 financial entities. They had more than 180 meetings scheduled and negotiated 500 million euros of green funding. The environmental impact assessment fostered by the project was of great value when companies contacted the green finance entities, as they are key metrics usually requested by them. So what will be the reason for a European company to adventure on exporting or investing in such a complex country like Brazil? Well, the advantage and benefits of participating in an initiative like Low Carbon can be seen from a triple perspective of a win-win program. It creates economic, social, and environmental positive impacts. First, the economic impact is measured by the financial and human resources that a company allocates in going abroad, and then quantify the financial return. The forecast investment in Low Carbon is calculated in more than 400 million euros, which represents an average of 5.3 million euros per project. Second, and particularly important, is the social impact of the Low Carbon projects that creates green and high qualified employment resulting from the transfer of technology and know-how. And third, the environmental impact, which is nowadays a key differentiating aspect among companies. Low Carbon projects help not only reducing the greenhouse emissions, but also to save water resources, to generate renewable energy, to reduce and recycle waste, and to cut down other particulate pollutants from the air. Likewise, scalability is another advantage of participating in Low Carbon. It allows to leverage sales, to have wide access to local partners, and to increase the client portfolio in other states of the country. This is clear when more than 30% of the agreements in Low Carbon have been made through joint ventures and co-investments. A joint venture allows Europeans to go beyond one-off sales and to establish long-standing local business and facilities to be supplied. It also helps to understand the local doing business culture. This is the case of the Italian Sevigas and Brazilian Cotica, who joined efforts in a biogas project of 7.5 million euros investment in a sugar and alcohol industry in São Paulo. They announced their joint venture in December 2018. All their operations from Europe, Asia, and South America were integrated, and the new company will expand its operation from Brazil to the rest of the world. Co-investment favors the appropriate legal corporate operation. In this sense, most of the co-investment projects in Low Carbon will create a special purposes enterprise to conduct the assets being deployed in Brazil. This is the case of the Austrian engineering consultancy company Spirit Design, which has developed the first agricultural vehicle moved by biogas in Brazil in collaboration with one of the references in the sector, Say Biogas. Spirit Design has also applied for the European funding program in Norway, jointly with another Brazilian company, Gas Futuro, for the project MOBI, Mobile Biogas Upgrading. And they are in contact with big Brazilian brands from the vehicle industry who are looking for solutions to introduce gas vehicles into the market. Spirit has also the support of 3 research and development agencies: the Austrian Development Agency, the Austrian National Research Promotion Agency, and the Vienna Business Agency. Last, low carbon projects stand out for being innovative. Examples of that are the waste management project that has patented a reactor which is able to process garbage into clean energy, or another project, a biogas project that has patented a system for fast heating of fresh substrates with lower levels of energy consumption in biomass fermentation. So far, here ends my presentation of the low carbon projects. Finally, I would like to thank the European Union to allow us to implement this interesting project. Also, thank you so much to the steering committee members for their continued support. I encourage clusters and associations from Europe and from Brazil to engage in the next low carbon initiative. And to all of you, thank you very much for your attention.